Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're just going to be rolling through the round 5 teams list this week, and I hope they've been kind to you guys. So we're going to start with the first game of the round. It's going to be the Eagles and the Broncos. That's what we're looking at here. A lot of changes in the Broncos team in terms of Staggs been coming back after his suspension. We've got Corey Pakes, if that's how we say it. He did really well first game, got high minutes, and my only thoughts with him is that he's got Turpin to come back and he'll completely lose his spot. And it looks like it's gonna be 3 to 4 weeks. So if he can average 45 over the next 3 to 4 weeks, he'll make a fair bit of money. My only thoughts, is it worth the double trade out? So trading him in to get the money and then trading him out. He could be used as a good cash out option to get someone really good into your team this week. That's something to think about with him. The other big one there, we've got Corey Oates, who's starting in the second row this week. Who knows what's going to happen with this Broncos team? I doubt he's going to be there for a long time. We've got Pangai Jr. coming back, so he's probably someone to not really to worry about there in terms of that. And then you got Flegler on the bench, so it looks like he wasn't such a good trade-in target in the end. He hasn't scored anywhere near what he did in those first couple of games. He looked so good before the break, and he's come back and he hasn't looked anywhere near as damaging self. Obviously the Broncos haven't played very good, but it's on the back of the forwards and getting that movement forward, and him and among other guys haven't done that. You got Ben T on the bench. He's sitting over 400k, so he's not someone who's going to be someone worth bringing in your team this week and over the next few weeks, unless he's starting. He's obviously was really damaging when he used to play for the Broncos, but until he's starting, he's not someone that we want to be talking about. In terms of the Eagles, they're pretty much the exact same, and everyone's doing okay there fantasy wise. So Daly Terry Evans being the gun he is, Tommy Chobb had an alright game. So these guys might score a lot higher this week if the Broncos struggle again. And moving on to the next game, the Warriors and the Cowboys. So this one we got Hayes Perham, who actually scored really well last game in the mid-30s with just base stats. But as we've always said with the Warriors, they're very hit and miss with who they bring into the team. Like Carl Lawton started last week. So it's something to think about there. Actually did, yeah. So moving along down, we got Tanua Brown is still starting. Lukatoa's still there, which is all good there. Moving on to the Cowboys side, we've got Hamiso Tabuafido. Hopefully that's how I say it right. Come onto the wing there. Did really well in the nines. Is obviously really fast. Looks like they've decided to dump Ben Hampton, even though he scored all those tries. That was nice easy ones on the back of some good play by Holmes and Drinkwater, etc. So they dropped in there. Hopefully Hamiso gives the Cowboys a little bit of a boost out of their own half with his speed and running the ball back. But again, he's someone that you'd want to have a look at first before you bring him into your team. Reece Robson's actually starting this week, which is huge for the Cowboys, I believe, being a Cowboys fan. Granville's been completely dropped, so I can see Robson playing 60 minutes at least, if not 80. But at his price tag, he's probably not someone you want to bring in with so many great hookers around that price tag and higher there. Cohen Hess comes back into the team, so for those that have him, that will be very helpful. But in terms of the rest of the team, we've got Lolo sitting in the reserves. So that's a start for those people that have him. There's a chance he'll come back into the team, which would be great for those guys. So with this being one of the early games, I'd definitely wait and check out and see if he's going to be coming back in the team before you pick your reserves. So just have him ready to switch with one of your reserves there. All right, moving on from there, we've got the Eels and the Panthers. Looking down the Eels side, nothing really of note there except for Nathan Brown coming back in the team over Nakori. So again, Nathan Brown's been injured a lot lately, so he's not someone you want to be bringing into your team, but does score well when he gets an extended run. Panthers is probably the team with the most players that everyone has. So Stephen Crichton looks like he's locked up that centre spot. If I'm being honest, watching the game on the weekend, didn't score that well, but he actually looks like a player that they're going to be looking to use in the future. One of those ones that's been highly touted and looks like he'll be a good player for them. So I'd say he's got that spot for him. So if you've got him in your team, great. Not sure if I'd bring him in this week. considering his score last week, and he loses the goal kicking duties. So someone to think about there. The biggest one with the Panthers this week is Jerome Luai and Matt Burton. Luai's been named. He was injured at the end of last game in that last 5 minutes. So will he play? Who knows? I have him personally, and I'm going to be keeping him unless Matt Burton is moved into that starting side permanently. If Matt Burton is moved in, then I'm definitely trading Luai for Burton. I believe, Matt Burton has a ridiculously negative break even, I think negative 40. So he's got so much money to make even if he averages 40 over the next 5 to 10 weeks, then he's still going to make a lot of money. So yeah, something to keep an eye on there. Again, it's an earlier game, and if you've got Luai, you can do that. You can do that change very late in the piece. And the rest of the teams, fairly similar. They're playing really well. The Penrith Panthers, and that'll be a really good game against the Eels there. Moving on, we get the Bunnies and the Titans. So Latrell's playing a lot better. You can tell those last few games. So he's someone that's dropped a little bit in price. So there's a good chance that if you like him as a player at one, he's gonna get a lot of opportunity to score well, and he's done so the last 2 weeks, which is good. So other thing to think about, Braden Burns has been dropped for James Roberts. Burns actually just started to play half decent footy and was scoring well for those that have him. I'd say he's a sell. He's not going to be a keeper there at centre, especially with Campbell Graham playing so well. So that's something to think about there. Cody Walker's back at number 6 for Dargan, like we thought he was going to be. Jaden Sewer's actually playing really well, but he's not someone I'd bring in at this stage as he's already made a lot of his money. So if you started with him, great. If not, I wouldn't be worrying about him. Cam Murray is permanently in the 13, which is awesome for him. And his scores, so he'll be scoring well again, moving up into that keeper range again. And with the Titans, young Tottenham have actually played fairly well. Not someone I'd be looking to get in. Any backs for the Titans would be a no at this stage. Same with Fogarty, he's scoring okay around 30. If you have him, sweet, he'll gain some money, but if not, I wouldn't worry about it. Forder Wakers looks like he will probably be a front row keeper this year, sort of rivaling Marty Tapau, which is great if you're looking to get him. He's still one of the only ones getting their go forward, but they got a good win on the weekend, so that was good. And Aaron Clark playing low-ish minutes. So he played 49 minutes on the weekend. So for a starting hooker, not exactly what you want. Obviously, he's really cheap. But scores in 30s, really not what you're after. But he is obviously a cash-out target for some people this week. If they need to, can score for him on the bench. So something to think about there. But that's about all with the Titans there. Yeah, moving on to Knights Storm. So Ponga had an absolutely incredible game. So did Bradman Best. Knights look really good this year. So if you've got attacking players from the Knights, they're going to do really well. As they're going to be a top 8 team. Well, should be. They should have been last year too. But anyway, news out of Knights camp is that Kurt Mann is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. So interesting thing that'll be with Crossland and Tex Hoy. So we've got Tex Hoy on the bench currently in the 14. There's a chance that he'll come in and play 6. He has played some 6 in the past, from what I've seen. And Crossland has come in and played before. So what we're going to see from there is one of them is going to take the 6 jersey and one should be on the bench. So keep an eye out for that mail over the next few days. And if it is Tex Hoy that plays a 6 for the next 6 to 8 weeks, he is going to be worth a buy. 100%. Someone who's really busy. Looks like a really good player, and he could get those scores that Mann was doing. He was averaging in the 40s. So if he comes in, that could be a really good option for your team. In terms of the Storm, I see a lot of people trading out Pappenhausen this week. I think that's a silly idea. He has been a little bit underwhelming, but on the weekend he ran for 212 metres without a tackle bust. So as Storm adjust to the new rules of the game, they're going to get better. They're a team that always does well. So they've been a bit clunky the last few weeks, played a couple of good teams, playing another good team this week, but Pappenhausen will get better. So I believe he's a hold. Munster, if you're looking for a half, Munster's going to be gun. If you look at his scores from round 1 and 2 to round 3 and 4, He has increased his running meters. His tackle bust has gone up. He's getting line breaks now. He's really someone that utilises the play around the ruck and the gaps and the tired forwards that are there. You can see his steps so damaging. He's so quick on his feet that he's going to score even better with these new rules. And he even said himself that how much better these rules are for him and his play in his post-game chat. So someone there, if you really like Munster as a player, I think he's worth getting into your team. And yeah, nothing really else in that game. With Andrew McCulloch, I believe he's going to be my buy this week. It was fine to watch him play last week because his break even was so high. So he didn't really change in price, but he's someone that always tackles hard, and in this new rule, he's going to get ridiculous amount of tackles week to week, and he even looked like he ran the ball a bit with a couple of tackle busts. So he's going to be perfect for anyone's team at a cut price there. And moving down, we got the Tigers and Raiders. So Adam Doueihi looked awesome. He's really in all the plays, gets really involved, and he's still only in the 400k mark. So if you're needing a fullback, wing fullback centre, then Doueihi's your man for sure this week. A lot of people have got Bradman Best, Kurt Capewell, Crichton, these kind of guys they brought in, and Doueihi has been one that missed out. But so a lot of people won't be able to get him. But if you're looking for one, I think he's your man. At the number one, I think he's got that set for the rest of the year. So Tommy Talau, he's played before, and again, not someone I'd be looking, be too interested in bringing into your team. They've just made a bunch of changes this week, and Robert Jennings could come straight back into your team. So Tommy Talau, I'd probably leave out, but I know a lot of people will use him as a cash out option. Harry Grant's been a gun. Nothing else to say about him. Zane Musgrove is back into the team. I know a lot of people have him and that already, and they've managed to keep him over this time, which is great. You might get a few more price rises, but he didn't score well at all the first two games, so he's not someone I'd be bothering trying to bring into your team. On the Raiders side, nothing really of note there. George Williams playing amazing. He's actually a really good player, and his scores in fantasy are showing that as well, averaging really well, and he's a little bit of a cut price as well. So if you like him and you believe in the Raiders, I think he's going to do really well across the year. Corey Horsburgh's doing a great job. As I said in my previous video, just tackling, and still getting his meters gained. So he's going to be a great option to keep in your team for the next little bit. And Dogs Roosters, going to be a riveting game, that one. Hopefully the Dogs can actually play like they did the other day. All right, so their changes. Averillo starting in the centres. Again, I'm not sure if I see this as a long-term option, and in a Dogs team that's not going to be great. Any centres, wing fullbacks aren't really going to be good options for Dogs, so I'd be steering clear of him. I know a few people have him ready, which is cool. He'll get some bumps, but not worth a trade in. Fatula Mara is actually starting in the second row this round. He was named 13 last week in the late changes and played the full 80 for 43 points. So as I said in previous videos, he's someone I think will average over 40, so 40, 45, and he's going to make money at 430k. So definitely someone to think about bringing into your team there if you need a second rower at that price tag. But I know a lot of people don't, but someone to think about there. Angus Crichton, Victor Radley have been awesome. So I believe they're people going to average 50 plus this year. So if you're interested in them, definitely consider bringing them in if you're looking for a bit of a pod. But most people are pods for a reason. Angus Crichton just has had a bit of a year or so not at his best, but we know what he can do based on what he did in the South and the South's outfit a few years ago. So if he can get back to that form, he was a captaincy option then for the last sort of 10 rounds of that year. So keep him in mind, guys, with that one. And we've got Dragons Sharks. So Dragons have kept the same team from last week. Adam Clune was an option to bring in as a cash out. He still is an option. He got 39 without a tackle break. Did get a line break and some meters on that run, but generally he just tackled and did a little bit of kicking. So he's not a bad option to bring in. Obviously, they're going to be really bad, the Dragons, this year. So I wouldn't expect a lot out of him, but somewhere in the 30s, I think, would be fair. Josh Kerr didn't really increase his minutes, unfortunately, so he's still got 38, but not someone I'd be thinking about too much. Terrell Fulmiano with Tarek Sims going to be out for a little bit, so it looks like about 4 weeks. a lot of people have kept him, a lot of people traded him out, so he will score well over the next 4 weeks. So again, if he's someone that interests you, then you can bring him in, but I wouldn't expect anything more past that because he's been in and out of the team. And interesting one with the Sharks, they brought in Hiroti. I don't know much about him, but again, the Sharks are sort of struggling a little bit, so I doubt he's going to come in and taking over from Ronaldo, who's been dropped, I believe. Oh no, he's injured. Sorry. So it won't be too long, and I don't think he's an important option there. Andrew Fafita's back, moving Toby Rudolph back to the bench, so his minutes will drop back to where they were before. So probably not an option on your bench this week. So just think about that. Blake Brayley's just doing his thing in the mid-30s. So I know a lot of people have traded him out, are looking to trade him out, and I think that's a fine idea. Nothing wrong with trading him out there. So anyway, guys, that's the analysis on the round 5 teams. Let me know what you think, what trades you're going to be doing, and we'll see you in the next video. Good luck this weekend, guys, and please subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Hit that like button. It really helps us out, and I'm enjoying doing these videos, so I'll see you in the next one.